he couldn't sleep. He was tossing and turning in bed, and then he turned to face my grandma, but my grandma was faced the other way. So he was looking at the back of her head, and then he was like trying to fall asleep, and then his eyes suddenly see something wriggling out from my grandma's head, like something coming out, and then he was like squinting his eyes, then it formed a face. My name is Naqiah.
My name is Far.
My name is Wayne.
My name is Kyle.
And this is Tales from Incredible Tales, inspired by the classic MediaCorp series.
Our guest for this episode is no stranger to this show. Oh, sorry. We have to do
Girl, ma.
Yeah, okay. So while I introduce her, I will continue doing this, okay? Since it close up with me.
I help you.
Naqiah Ayub is the creator of True Horror Stories POV. True Horror Stories POV is a hit YouTube channel featuring short POV videos based on or inspired by true events. Welcome back, Naqiah.
Hey!
Very loud. The energy very good.
I thought your audio girl, she will regret it.
I think for this season we need to check who's our loudest guest.
Oh, I'm
Definitely Naqiah. For now lah.
For now.
You never know.
We'll see. How did it feel to be back, but in a studio instead?
Oh my God, why you have to ask that question? Yeah, actually, I'm very looking forward to the new season. I was actually expecting it to be outdoor, but I don't know why they like to confine me. I'm just kidding lah. Thank you so much for having me again.
No
guys.
problem.
Thank
Happy
you.
to have you.
Always happy to have you down here.
So tonight we want to talk about the supposedly fairy people of Southeast Asia. Who are the Orang Bunian, and are they friendly or are they to be feared? This episode's topic is inspired by the original Incredible Tales episode, Challenging the Spirits.
The Orang Bunian, according to John D. Gimlet, in his book, Malay poisons and charm cures are elves and fairies of the forest, who are descended from the fallen angels. According to an article we read, however, there isn't much difference between humans and Orang Bunian. It's just that we don't exist in the same dimension. So, while we might share the same universe and the same earth, their existence is hidden from us. Further still, we learn that Orang Bunian are linked to Minangkabau culture, which has roots in West Sumatra. What is your understanding of who Orang Bunian are?
Obviously, I look at you, you're the expert.
Our guest, of course, goes first.
She's the master at this.
Okay, to be honest, right, of all the entities that we have already talked about, right, Orang Bunian is like the most mysterious one. Like for the reason, I think because they are quite, how do I say, they are not like seen as often or experienced often. And like I think you mentioned about them being in the same universe as us. It's just like they are in another
realm.
Yes, realm, that we cannot really see, right? And from what I know, based on my experience, only a selected few can actually encounter them. And when I say a selected few, right, it's not like just because you have third eye, From what I know, it's like you need to have third eye, so to speak, and then you have a pure soul.
Yeah, you must be pure.
That kind of thing, So I'm out of the list lah. Own self declare. Wow, you laugh very loud. But what my point is, right, it's not easy to see. So I think, but actually, you guys, the fact that you guys called me for this episode, right, I do have this burning encounter that I want to share. But I don't know whether is it really an encounter with the other realm, or was it like something else? Later I share lah.
Later
I share lah. I just say first.
Look at the skill on this one.
This one is skill already.
No, it's really just want to share one. I just thought.
I think the thing is, I think we Malay, right? I think we are quite close to Orang Bunian. We know, what they look like. And stuff
You
like that. But do
close
guys
to
know?
them. What you say us, yeah? You also brother. Okay lah.
But what do you guys understand about like how did they look like?
I mean, as a horror creator, we of course do research about the entities of Southeast Asia lah. It's definitely one of the more fascinating entities that we've actually read about. We know that they are fairies, but they cannot be necessarily good or evil. They are just there, and they usually reside in forests or like uninhabited forested areas lah. Sometimes cemeteries also. In fact, there is a cemetery in Singapore that has dedicated graves for them lah.
I've been there.
Yes, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've been. And apparently they can get married to humans.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, so which is quite interesting. And the time in their realm and our realm is very,
Different.
very different. Like some time, space.
Different time zone.
Yeah.
It's like Doctor Strange.
Yes. I was about to say Ant-Man. Because they can be small, right? They can shrink down.
Personally, when I first heard of Orang Bunian, I was confused is not the right word.
Okay.
Because you don't tend to associate like fairy people with like Southeast Asian entities, right?
Okay. When you say fairy, is it like Tinkerbell?
Yeah,
fairy?
correct. So that's the first thought
No
that comes to my head.
wonder.
He's like fairy, like the big ears,
Yeah,
then the wings,
cute.
cute. Then I was like, really? Because that's how everybody describes them. They're okay, it's either what, descended from fallen angels or they're fairies. So naturally, in my head, right, that's what comes to mind. It's like the big ears, the fairy wings, the eye very big.
Right.
Then they're like, woo, fly around, got wand all like that. Of all the creatures and spirits I heard about, right, they were the ones that fascinated me the most, just because it's so far removed from what I'm thinking. You see lah, we got Ka, we got Pocho.
Yeah.
Then suddenly fairies.
Fairy.
I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Don't be there. Cannot be.
Okay, but what if I burst your bubble? What if I say that the description, right, isn't supposed to be all that pretty? Granted, yes, they are not as ugly as Kaka or Poch or something like that.
She
but
didn't mean that, okay?
oh my god. But what I mean to say is, but they are not far off from there. And yeah, it's not like they are really like fairy per se. It's just that they are more prettier in a sense, but there is a reason why.
Oh.
Entice you, to attract you, you know. So it ties down back to their story, their purpose. Why are they showing themselves to you? If they show their ugly self to you, you'd run instinctively. But if they show their nice side to you, you would be like, "Ooh, this girl is quite cute. You might want to stay," you know. So this is the part where it's like a bait kind of thing.
Okay, so you might have actually burst my bubble a little bit for real. So wait, so the image that they show is not the actual face lah.
They do have certain, like, they can, how do I put it nicely, like they can
Shape-shift.
morph. Yeah, they can shape shift.
Right, okay.
Wow.
Because of the reason, the fact that they, whatever they do, right, there's always a reason to it. So that's why they have this superpower. Okay.
Apparently, they are very good-looking people. Right.
Wait,
mostly they are very good-looking people. Like, you know, you can see their face like very white. Got Nur. In Malay, it's called Nur.
Cahaya.
Like,
Bright light.
you see them like,
Oh, for the camera. Oh. Okay.
you see them. They like what she said, like, is to entice you
Yeah.
to get, you know, get close to them. You know, and then
Yeah.
that's why it's a trap or something like.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that, you know, there's
A purpose.
not just the purpose, but like there's a it's almost like a show that they put on, like, or they put on makeup just to entice you kind of thing.
No, it's natural beauty.
I think for all you know, right?
Natural.
They might be even more good-looking than me.
Exactly. I mean, I spoke too soon, but
Nice.
Come on.
no, but
Nice,
yeah,
nice,
actually,
nice.
it's they tend to, based on what people say and experience, they tend to be more good looking than us.
Would Art be good looking enough to qualify as an orang?
He would blend in nicely with the community.
There you go.
Very PC answer.
I would say so. I would say
Oh,
so.
really?
Yeah.
Thank you for having my back, bro.
Yeah, no.
Nice. Okay.
Crisis averted.
Speaking of which, encounters with Orang Bunian range from mischievous to malicious. A woman who was in labor was following her midwife's instruction, but ended up delivering only a placenta. There was no baby. Malay animalism expert associate professor Datuk Zanel Abidin Bohan said, quote, "In a case like this, the baby is most probably taken by the Bunyan community," end quote. During another incident, director and actor Afdin Shauki was filming at the Belum rainforest. He ordered 2 busloads of costumes, but only one made it to the shoot. The costume in the second bus were eventually found scattered all over the forest. So have you or your loved ones ever have any experience with Orang Bunian?
Yes, to answer your question, yes. But what you just mentioned is something that I wouldn't have pegged it to be an encounter with Orang Bunian. Because so far, the encounters that I've had is all the nice ones.
Really?
Yeah, to us Malays, right, Orang Bunian is usually associated with they are nice.
They're very religious.
Yes, quite religious.
Yeah.
So for them to
Oh.
be doing something malicious like what you mentioned just now is quite out of the norm, I would say.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
So would
Yeah.
you consider them as entities or as another form of human?
For me, I feel like Orang Bunian is like another form of human in a different realm.
Oh,
With different intentions,
okay.
thinking, I would say. How about you?
I would say they are different entity.
Ah.
For the fact that they have supernatural abilities, which normal humans don't have. Like they can morph, they can do stuff.
They can disappear.
Yes,
Yeah.
they can cover your eyes, etc. That kind of things.
I see.
So I feel that a human per se shouldn't have any superpowers. Full stop. Yeah. So that warrants them to be like another entity lah.
No, I find it very interesting because, okay, when we were doing research for this episode, there's instances where it's not a negative experience at all.
Okay.
But then there's other instances where it is a negative experience. So there's quite an even split from them. So for you to say that, like, it's mostly been positive accounts that you heard, that's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
I do wonder whether maybe for certain kind of people, the experiences will always be more positive with the Bunian. Maybe for certain kind of people, be negative.
The thing is, Orang Bunian, right? Some of the scholars, they also classify them as jinns.
Right.
Right? So maybe, just maybe, it's because of the way they term the words. Like maybe, the jinns who stay in forested area, maybe they just pakalau just say, this one is Orang Bunian. Maybe. But at the end of the day, they are still jinns, Because for us, jinns, definitely there are the good ones and the bad ones. But almost all that disturb us are the naughty ones lah. So maybe, I mean, the even the expert you mentioned, right? He might not see a name tag that says, "Hey, I'm an Orang Bunian." So to confirm
Just
per
assume.
se, So he may just chalk it down to, it's an Orang Bunian, aka also a jinn. Maybe, I don't know. I might be wrong here, but I'm just saying like my opinion in this matter. Because like what he mentioned earlier, and based on what we believe, that Orang Bunian, it's really not everyone can see. Only the purest of soul, religious people can see. So if they are the naughty ones, like why would they want to be picky about people who can see them? It doesn't make sense, You own self nonsense, then you want to see only pure soul. Walao,
The thing is, right, I like how we are defending Orang Bunian right now.
This is a very
Fight for your rights.
This is clearly a very new dynamic for the show.
And they have money lah. So just saying, whoever from our research, right? I mean, from the hearsay lah, Orang Bunians, they tend to be of certain wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So apparently they like, their houses
Yeah.
per se, like in like castles. If you were to get into their realm, like,
Yeah.
you will see. And then even if it's like kampung area also, like
The wealthy
you will-
ones.
Yeah. Then you will see they are like a bunch of happy people.
I'm going to start with my personal encounter first, okay? It happened in an offshore island. We went during the day, 7 a.m. We went there. Okay, my intention of going there in the first place was not to cycle. I legit wanted to see the shrine lah. Okay,
The German
girl
girls,
shrine.
right.
Okay, so my intention in the first place is already something that is wrong, I would say. But thank God nothing happened, and I didn't get to see the shrine. Mala. So anyway, what happened was we cycled all the way in to further inside the island. Okay, and then it was about dusk. Okay, so I of course I needed to use the toilet, so I went to the toilet. There's like this makeshift toilet. It's very like very ECP kind, like on its own that kind. So I went there alone. I did my business, and then when I went out, right, it was 3 p.m. again. So bear in mind, when I stepped into the toilet, it was dusk. So it was like, those like very reddish sky. It's almost nighttime, right? So when I stepped out, I was like, hey, how come the sun is back out? And then I realized that the outside of the toilet, it suddenly looked very picturesque, very nature, very untouched by men. And that got me enticed. And I was like, whoa, what is this place? And then I walked a bit further. It is so weird, like thinking back, if you imagine, right, a toilet, shabby looking, and then suddenly like a forested area that's untouched by men. It's so weird, right?
Yeah.
It's so opposite of each other. But then I was like, I was so mesmerized by the beauty of the forest area. And there's actually a quarry, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's actually a quarry right smack there. And the water is so clean, it's so gorgeous. Until now, I still have the image in my head. I wish I can extract it out to show you guys. But it happened. So I was like, where was this? Like, then I thought to myself, oh, maybe because it was too dark. You know, when I was about to go inside the toilet, it was too dark. So I didn't get to see this. Then I was like, mesmerized. I almost took a few steps in to the grass area, but something in my heart told me to not go. So I was like, okay. Then I took a step back and I was like, okay, Naqiah, I think you need to go and wash your face again because I think something is not right. So after about like a good 5 minutes out there, I went back in, I washed my face. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's try again. So I went out and it was dark again. And then one of my friends came and she was tired, like she was panting, and she was like, where were you? And I was like, inside the toilet lah. She said everyone went to search for me inside the toilet. No one found me. It was empty. And then I was in the toilet for about 30 minutes.
Huh.
Yeah. So I told them, I said, no, I just went in to wash my face. I went back out and, you know, I'm very sure it's less than 10 minutes. I said, no. They said they were frantically looking for me. And then when we went back out again, it was dark, right? Then I saw the area was actually covered up. It was barricaded. Right. So there wasn't any nature, no forested area, nothing. So I thought to myself, what just happened? I swear to God, I don't know what happened. Yeah, so going back to this Orang Bunian, right? There are some encounters that I've heard of, people saying that they do not get the opportunity to see the Orang Bunian per se, but they got to experience the realm. Yeah, and the fact that the place, right, really looked untouched by man was something very not Singapore. You know, Singapore, every nook and cranny where they would, you know, do stuff with it. This one was so weird. It was really like raw, you know.
So you're near the quarry when that happened lah?
Yeah, it was really a few feet away from me, bro. I can see the water. It was... If I know how to swim, right, I think I would have jumped in already because it was very captivating. Like, it really was like telling me, come, you won't see this place ever again. You know, it's so gorgeous. Come, see, touch the grass. It was really like that. The pool was so great. Yeah.
So when you came back to our realm lah, then did you realize what happened immediately, or were you like still in shock?
Still in shock. I was still very like, hey, okay, wait. Did I went in and out the wrong door? You know, like how toilets you can go in this way, then you go out the other way, right? So I actually thought to myself, no, I'm very sure I went in the same door. But then after a while, then it caught me. I did doubt myself.
You know, usually for like Orang Bunian, right? People usually say that, you know, we can't imagine how heaven looks like. So that's the
closest thing.
That's the closest thing to it. That's how beautiful it is.
Because it's like untouched by man, so it's like very natural. The water also flowing very.
And then you
clear.
feel very tenang, right?
Yeah, very relaxed, very calm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a holiday.
That's why I really, wow, man.
I have to say, I'm slightly jealous of you.
Oh, you want to experience that?
No, because it sounds so beautiful. The way you describe it.
was.
What do you think would have happened if you just went?
Yeah.
Party, man. You see me sipping something at the side, you know.
Coconut.
Ooh,
Small umbrella.
Yeah. No lah, but really, usually for these kind of cases, right? If let's say what I encountered was indeed linked with Orang Bunian, right? Then I usually for these kind of cases, the people would not come back.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
they would.
the reason why they even show you the place, right, is because they like you in the first place. They won't show it to everyone.
Yeah.
You know, so when they show you the place means, you know, they are enticing you to, hey, come join our community. Right. So once they have you, then most likely you're not going back.
So you enjoy life there lah?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's scary, you know. If you think about it, it's scary, you know.
You
it's
leave
like,
everything
Yeah,
behind.
you leave everything behind. You live in a new community.
Yeah.
And then different culture, different everything different.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then like all your beliefs before this, right? For example, our religious belief, right? You know, when we die, we go inside the grave, and then like there's alam kubur and whatnot, right? What will happen to us if we were to live in that dimension?
It's a different lah. It's a
Will
different.
we even die? You get what I mean?
You don't know.
Yeah, it's like a paradigm
interesting,
shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Scary, actually.
In 2020, it was reported that a 10-year-old girl in Kampong Kelangsat in Sipitang, Sabah,
Okay.
who went missing. The chief officer had interviewed residents of the kampong, all of whom, including the head villager, pinned the disappearance on an Orang Bunian. Again, you see the language down here, it seems a bit biased towards Orang Bunian. There's a somewhat similar Irish folklore. Changelings are fairies that replace a human child after other fairies steal the actual child. It's believed that the child is taken because of malice or revenge, to become a servant of the fairies, or so that the fairies can be loved by a human child. So then my question comes into play. Why do you think the Orang Bunian seem to be attracted to the young?
Can I answer first?
Yes.
Like we said earlier, this Orang Bunian likes the purest of soul. So young kids, they are pure.
Pure.
Yeah.
That's my hypothesis also.
Why do you think these children are found again after what seems like a case where the Orang Bunian have enticed them into their realm?
Okay, this is from my understanding, right? From the countless of stories I read about Orang Bunian.
Yeah.
So basically, right, I think Orang Bunian can be quite lenient as well. So let's say if you they brought you to their realm, and then you obviously first glance you will like it, you enjoy spending time with them. But then deep down, if your heart says you don't want to stay there, they won't really force you to be there. So eventually you will be returned. But there are some cases that, for example, some people got into the Alam Bunian, right? They got into their realm and then they love it there. It's very peaceful there. It's very beautiful. The people there are very kind and whatnot. Then they choose to stay. So if they choose to stay, us as humans in a different realm, we cannot do anything about it. You call any ustad or shaman, to get you back also, it's very difficult, because at the end of the day, it really depends on our nawaitu, our what do you call it?
Yeah,
Our
choice.
choice. Correct.
Okay, but now begs the question for me, like, why would the Orang Bunian want to take the baby in the first place? Because to me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because purest of soul, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, like, on their end, right, they have much more, I would say, like what we mentioned earlier, they are of better looking, have more wealth than us, more religious. Why would they want to take something that is of like a lower grade, so to speak, if you get my
Lower grade, okay.
Lower grade. So
What things are baby?
no. I'm just
Become
lower grade.
become like durian already.
no, I'm just saying, So again, if you ask me, I think that we shouldn't peg it down and say that Orang Bunian did it. I still feel that this is a whole nother entity that framed Orang Bunian. I am really defending them today, guys.
right.
I don't know, man. But my instinct tell me like they are, I don't really think that they are malicious and they are notorious or whatsoever. So the intention doesn't quite seem to tally in my point of view.
Right, before this, I ever said that, sometimes jinn can, they can
Trick.
act, they can trick someone, so like, wow,
Manipulate
people
you,
missing only bunyan, people missing only
Correct.
bunyan, but actually it's the jinn, trying
Correct,
to,
yeah. So, and the thing like I mentioned again, no name tag. So he can just say it's Orang Bunian. Meanwhile, the Orang Bunian will like, walao, you go and say my name.
I love how early on you said, you can debate me on this. Honestly, at this point in time, I think you're winning me over. I feel like now I'm gonna strike up a cause. Like, hey, come on, man, stop disparaging the Orang Bunian, okay?
I mean, of all the entities, right, that we have talked about, and you guys know lah. I think Orang Bunian are the most like nicest. Yeah, so that's why I said like let's not target them, Yeah.
I mean, maybe okay. So then it could even be a case. So see, now I'm defending them. Okay. look what you've got me doing. No, but you've got like the 10-year-old girl. It's like what you were saying. Some people, at the end of the day, it becomes their choice. Do you want to stay in that realm?
Yeah.
Do you not want to stay in that realm? So maybe that's what happened to the little girl. So the 10-year-old girl, maybe she went there and then she decided, no lah, if I'm here, I can't be with my parents.
Yeah.
she miss her parents or what.
Yeah, something
Like
like that.
if let's say we were to put her in my situation, she stepped out of the toilet,
Yeah.
then she say, oh, very nice, but maybe she got enticed for a bit, then she said, oh, I don't want to stay, then she comes back.
Yeah. Because when she was found, if I'm remembering the article correctly, when she was found, she was just lying in a field, hands across her chest, like that.
Right.
So there was no harm
Harm.
done to her. That's the thing. Interesting.
I have two thoughts on this lah. One, I agree with the fact that in Malay folklore, it could be jinns trying to confuse you, right? Second, it could be the Orang Bunian no malicious. It's just that they want us to believe in them. From a different perspective.
Yeah, like I exist,
Why they take children, you see, there's two folds on this story. They take children because their mind are very fresh, so they will remember for life. And two, they are the purest. So maybe that's the prerequisite.
You know, they usually live in like the forested area. So what if they actually deforested the area
Yeah.
just to make houses? So
Exactly.
they are trying to prove a point. Hey, you're disturbing my place. This
that's
is my
true.
place. You know, so
Fight back lah.
Yeah, they stole the kid, right? Just to say that I'm here. You better respect my place. You get what I mean?
Yeah, and also like
Possible.
because kids, they will remember things that happen to them for life, right? So then they will keep saying that actually I was taken by Orang Bunian. So then they keep the legend alive so that they don't forget about Orang Bunian.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's also that's my point of view lah. So
Yeah.
in that sense, it also protects them. You know, like then they will spread the legend, right? Then they're like, don't go to the forest, don't deforest this area. This one was where I was taken as a kid.
I mean, before we go on, you said that you had another story also, right?
Oh yes, I
Yes.
do.
We got so lost in conversation, but yes.
Yes,
please.
yes. Okay. This other story happened to my late grandfather. Okay, it happened to him a few days before he got married to my grandmother. Okay, so what happened was he was sleeping and then he had this dream of this beautiful princess, aka Orang Bunian lah, okay? Very gorgeous looking, flawless, and then coming to him and said that, do not marry her. Marry me instead. Okay, I like you. Okay, so and then in the dream, she actually proposed to him.
Wow.
So she gave him a ring, a green diamond or whatever you call it, I don't know lah, ring to him. And then he woke up from the dream. And then he was like, oh, what was that all about? And then he was like, okay lah, never mind lah, it was just a good dream lah. Maybe I'm about to get married, so maybe anxious or what. Then he fluffed his pillow. And then underneath the pillow, legit, there was a ring. The same ring that he dreamt
about,
of.
yes.
Yeah. And then he was like, what was this? And then the next morning, he asked around lah. He asked people, he said that, hey, what do I do with this? And a lot of them say, what do you mean? Like, you found it lah. Like, they wouldn't believe his story, you know, like the fact that he had it in a dream and all that. And then after that, he finally met up with, I think it was an ustaz or someone who is knowledgeable in this area. The ustaz said, he asked, did you put it on? Then my grandfather said, no, I didn't. I said, okay, good. Because had you put it on, it would mean that you accept. Yeah. And then he was like, oh, no, I didn't. Then he said, okay, good. Now you need to return it. Okay, so before he actually met this ustad, right, he was already freaking out by this ring already. Like, he said that, I'm already getting married. Why is this ring still clinging on to me? So he tried his best to dispose of it. So wherever he goes, right, he tried, okay lah, he throw it here, right. Then next morning, it will still appear on his desk.
Ooh.
Yeah, it will keep coming back to him, you know. So to a point where there's no explanation. It's so weird, it keeps coming back. So then he met the ustaz. Then the ustaz says what I just now mentioned lah. So then the ustaz said, okay, have you tried to throw it away, bury it in sand, etc.? He said, yeah, I tried, but still coming back to me. Okay, then he said, you know what? Maybe this night you go to sleep, you put this ring where you found it. Okay, he never say where lah, because the ustaz also don't know ma. Then he said, okay, then he think, under my pillow. So he said, okay, and then before you go to sleep, of course you say your prayers. But then if let's say you happen to dream of her, right, you go and tell her, you said that, I don't want, I'm not interested lah, unless you want. But I mean, based on his not putting on the ring, it means he doesn't want. Okay, so my grandfather did just that. That night he put the ring underneath his pillow, he goes to sleep, and then in the dream he dreamt of her, and then but this time around it's as if she knows already. She comes to him crying. Like she was already like in tears, and she said, you don't want to accept me, huh? Then he said, no lah, I don't wish to go. He immediately somehow knew. He said, I don't wish to go to your realm, I want to stay in my realm, and I already have a suitor, so I'm going to get married to her. Then after that, the next morning he woke up and then the ring was gone.
Wow.
Okay, that's not the end.
Wow.
Okay, so then after that, he got married. So he got married to my grandmother. Happy ending. And then after that, he one of the nights, I think like 2 to 3 days after their wedding, right, he couldn't sleep. He was tossing and turning in bed, and then he turned to face my grandma, but my grandma was faced the other way. So he was looking at the back of her head. And then he was like trying to fall asleep. And then his eyes suddenly see something wriggling out from my grandma's head, like something coming out. And then he was like squinting his eyes. Then it formed a face. Yeah, it formed the princess
the
face.
princess face, yeah.
Yeah, so the princess said, "Oh, so indeed you have made your choice. So I will not disturb you moving forward. I will leave your peace." That's what happened. Then after that, she just disappeared. And that's the end of the story.
Oh, damn. That is wow.
Yeah. So
Really creepy.
my grandfather, he always tell us this story, and I know he wouldn't.
Lie.
Yeah, like he's those kind. And okay, why I kind of believe him is because he checked the boxes. Okay, I mean not to brag lah, but just saying that he was indeed quite good looking. I mean it shows right now. I mean his granddaughter. And I'm just kidding. Okay, so so he was considered quite good looking in his village, and then
Religious.
he's religious as well, and then so it kind of checked the box like, oh, no wonder like he's being
Wood lah.
wood by the Orang Bunian princess lah. Yeah. So but then luckily he made his decision and decided to marry my grandmother still.
Maybe that's why you got an invitation.
That's what I think also.
The
But
invitation
I
is like
Friend of a family lah.
This guy is the highlighter already. This guy VIP. And maybe the descendant VIP also.
But what if they invited me out of vengeance?
No lah.
Because my grandfather rejected her ma.
No, to be fair, she seemed to take it quite well.
But I'm glad my grandfather
yes.
made the right choice lah.
Because, if not, we won't have True Horror Stories POV.
Yes, again.
And,
two stories already.
and 3 seasons of Naqiah joining us as a guest.
Nice.
That's the most important thing. That we had True Horror Stories POV and Naqiah as a guest.
This question is for everyone. The Orang Bunian can supposedly lure people through the tempting aroma of food. What dish would the Orang Bunian use to entice you?
Why are you shaking your head like
I will lose the battle. I go first. Very simple. Steamboat, bro.
Wow.
If I smell steamboat and I'm hungry, just take me lah, bro.
Steamboat as in steamboat, right? Not the mala or like the...
Anything lah. Just steamboat lah. I see like, the steamboat, then the... the style you can see the thing, right? Then the water, just go lah.
No need invitation. He will just go.
I'll go, bro.
his wife or everything? I lost the steamboat.
I'll bring my wife.
I love how he already finished the question already. No.
Yeah, he's already shaking his head already. Yeah. But why do you want to know mala all that? You want to do something?
No.
His question was very...
I think
he was
I mean, you guys should know me by now. Right?
No, he was trying to determine what's the temptation level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
How about you, Win?
Oh no, I want to hear Naqiah's first.
Okay.
Mine very straightforward.
Mine's also quite basic lah, satay. Very basic.
Which flavor? Or all?
All.
all.
I smell the thing being
Burnt,
skewered.
right,
I
skewered.
cannot tahan already. Yeah.
Okay.
Must have the ketupat and all the other stuff on the side, or just satay and
Would be a
sauce?
plus point.
Would be a plus
If
point.
don't have,
you can't
I
smell
would.
ketupat lah, bro.
No, you can't smell ketupat. But then maybe once you get into the realm, before you take that step on the grass, you see down there.
Yeah, got ketupat
No ketupat. This place is not the paradise I thought it was.
Kuah kacang nak, kuah kacang.
Ah,
That one
correct.
important.
Can I
The
taste
sauce,
test first?
forget it lah.
Taste test first.
Balik.
How about you?
Oh, mine very simple. Nasi lemak.
Ooh, nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak. Okay, we're not having a food debate on here, okay?
Which one better?
No. I am not stepping into the food. We're not having a food debate down here, but if the nasi lemak got one drumstick down there, I'm a simple guy. Drumstick and very nice sambal. You know? That easy already.
And Far?
I think for me, right, it's like, like nasi minyak, like
Ooh.
biryani.
Preparing for wedding already, this
I
one.
know, right?
Because the thing is, right, usually they associate Orang Bunian, right, they usually have like kenduri, Kenduri means like festive. Like got
Gatherings,
makan, right,
makan-makan.
gatherings.
Like wedding food lah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
like, I don't know, whenever I think about food and Orang Bunian, right, I think about like nasi minyak type bit. So like, ayam masak merah, rendang.
Wow.
I think if...
Like buffet, right?
Pulut
You can
kuning.
smell the buffet, like
Yeah.
the silver thing.
And the
Why
sound
you
of,
excited? Bro!
I know exactly what he's talking about.
the sound of people taking the food.
Yeah.
Wow, sound all lah.
Talking.
I think at this rate, right, you will kena first,
Easy.
then you. I think you are last
Why?
Because steamboat, right? I've never heard Orang Bunian have steamboat lah. So you're quite safe
That's why I was like, actually, maybe it will not happen. Because open fire somehow in the forest, not very conducive for them.
Or maybe the Orang Bunian will take it as a challenge. I'm like, steamboat.
Oh, yeah, something different.
Let's try.
But in all honesty, curious, in the Chinese culture, right? Do you guys have any entity that almost similarly resembles Orang Bunian? Then you are in trouble lah. You and your hotpot.
Forest spirit lah. So what they do is they hide you from humans. So they can do 鬼打墙, means that you are hidden from other humans. They can hide you. So like for example, you go in the forest, right? Then you can't seem to get out.
Oh yeah.
Then you get split out with your friends. Then they are like, when you get out, it feels like 15 minutes, but to them it's like 2-3 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's very common.
And it's quite similar. I think for Bunian realm also is like that.
But yeah, Bunian, they are not malicious. This one is malicious. This one is confirmed they either want
Evil
to
intention.
take you or they're just trying to disturb you. So usually how you get out is like, there's a few ways lah. One is you scold vulgarities. You must be fierce lah. Like scold vulgarities. Like if you're a nice person, you scold, I think they will not be scared. But if you're like, you really got that temper and then you scold, it will work. Or you start, you take a parang, you cut the vegetables. You cut the grass and all. Then they might get scared. Then they will let you out. Or if you're a virgin, just pee everywhere.
Huh?
You know, I heard of something.
Spirit scared of virgin urine.
Can I ask?
What?
The forest spirit, right?
Yeah.
What's their steamboat game like?
Strangely enough, right? Actually, there's quite a lot of similarities for Asian spirits lah. You can smell food also. If you smell food I'm sure this applies for your side also. If you smell food in the forest, right, it's not a good thing. Means that the spirits want to attract you to something. Like, we're not talking about like durian or maybe possible. Like we're talking about like what you say, like
a
festive
feast,
food, like Chinese New Year kind of smells. All this don't make sense in the middle of nowhere. You better run. Better go the other way. Yeah. So this kind of thing they do happen. Yeah.
Interesting.
As always, Kyle, to wrap us up, what's our morbid fact of the day?
So there's an alternative medicine practitioner who claims to have been married to an Orang Bunian prince in 2004. The woman said that she had been having dreams about the prince. Wow, Prince Charming, who resided in Gunung Ledang in Johor. So the marriage took place when she made the trip to find her prince with a group of friends, during which she apparently disappeared for 4 hours. The woman also claims that she has given birth to 7 children through a human relationship she had with the prince. Human, huh?
We found this story before we heard anything about your grandfather, before we heard anything about your experiences. So as you were telling all that, right, I was like scrolling down, I was like, oh wow. Wow.
Is it, okay, I asked the both of you, is it, no pun intended, humanly possible to do that?
To have children with
all in 4 hours, huh? Right?
Four human hours to
Yeah, 4 human hours.
Technically speaking, it is actually normal. I wouldn't say normal. It is actually quite
Common.
or it's possible for humans to actually
Have relationship with-
but not Orang Bunian per se, it's jinns. Again with the whole framing, trickery.
Right.
So, but the thing is, to have babies, 7, right?
In 4
Within
hours.
4 hours.
That's insane.
Yeah, but then again, the time difference, the thing. So I don't know. I honestly, like I said, I went inside the quarry. It felt like 5 minutes, but then my friend told me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is possible.
Okay, but the thing is, this person, she is an alternative medicine practitioner, which means she might be like a bomo, you know. So like,
doesn't qualify the Bunian, the purity part.
The purity, right?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I insist on the other alternative, which is very common
Yeah.
because I in fact, right, I have heard of the alternative people, right? They purposely get married to jinns.
Yeah.
Because in order to acquire more power, more
Right.
things. So it is not a an outrageous thing to happen lah. So if this article, if anything, right, it stinks. I mean, it reeks of this woman actually trying something else, but then trying to hide under the facade of, "Ooh, this is Orang Bunian, it's a prince." But actually, I feel it's something else lah. I mean, sorry to whoever.
No.
I don't know the person.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I think it's fair. But what I'm fascinated is that we have this is the logical side of me. We have a actual calculation. We are able to reverse engineer the time frame that is used for the 4 hours.
Okay.
4 human hours.
Okay.
So 7 children, right? That means 7 pregnancy cycles.
So 9 times 7.
9 times 7, that's no.
63.
Seven children means essentially 7 years. Let's say 7 years.
Okay.
I get.
Yeah, so they got break, right? 7 years. That means 7 years for 4 hours. That means that's the conversion rate for supposedly human to Orang Bunian time.
But you see, that's the thing. So that is one scale, and then yours
Mine is
is
different.
a different time. So I'm gonna go full nerd down here, okay?
Yep.
This also might not make the cut because it's just too stupidly nerdy, okay?
Maybe it's different part of the world lah. You know, different time
Zone lah.
Different time zone got different time frame.
sorry.
No, it's like in Marvel Comics, how they explain how Marvel Comics can have been happening since 1960s, but everybody says same age. It's called a sliding time scale.
Okay.
So I feel like the time scale for lack of a better term, Orang Bunian time to human time varies depending on, it could be location, it could be maybe the Bunian themselves decide how the time difference works for. So I think the more we try to reason, the more the Bunian will be like, nope. No.
Yeah.
Don't you try to use your human logic on me. I will mess with the time a little bit more. Okay, based on this, even after hearing your grandfather's story, have you all heard of instances where, yes, the Bunian comes to somebody in a dream and says, I want to marry you. But with your grandfather's case, it's a case of him going to their realm. Has there ever been an instance where the Bunian was going, I love you so much, I will come to your realm?
Oh,
Interesting.
No.
None that you've heard of, right?
It's usually the human go to the realm.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, it's like, why would you want to give up everything?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking like, I love you, but look at this place.
Crazy rich Bunyans. He's
Sacrifice
actually,
everything.
You think about it. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah,
You
okay.
think about it, right? It's really like you have to give up everything to join this rich and very wonderful family, and then now you have problems with the in-laws.
And maybe if let's say they come into our realm, right, they might lose their superpower.
Yeah,
Literally not only the wealth part, the other aspect also.
And you don't know how old they are.
That's true.
For all you know, they might be 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
So in their realm, right, they may look very young.
Yeah.
Pretty like Naqiah like that, right? Look. But then if they go into like the world, our
Suddenly
realm,
with
right?
tongkat.
Suddenly,
Teethless suddenly.
It's like, you don't want to see me in human realm, bro.
Exactly.
You don't want to see, you will run.
So that's why I think most of it is humans go to their realms. Because it's an upgrade.
It is.
Yeah.
It really
so to
is.
speak lah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Naqiah, for joining us. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you for tuning into Tales from Incredible Tales. New episodes go online every week on MeWatch, MeListen, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
My name is Naqiah.
My name is Wayne.
My name is Kyle.
My name is Far, and we'll see you next time.